Like, you don't have to put on or try to be somebody else or whatever you think I may like or whatever somebody else may like. Just be your authentic self.
It's some words, and I was like, let me hurry up and get out of this store. Oh, this bitch get arrested naked. I'm like, girl, it's not that serious.
I'm an avid swimmer myself.
No?
You are?
I'm sorry now.
You are?
Huh?
I thought you didn't know how to swim.
I said I'm not. I know how to swim for my own benefit.
Like I'm in quicksand and I'm like, Daddy, I love you, bro. I don't want to be this close. I don't want to go yet.
I think people try to kind of be what they think you need, and it's not really that, or try to operate in a space that and feel like they're being an ally, but they're not really being an ally. Because I tell people this all the time. It's like at work, especially when you're a new person at work.
I wish we could be a bit more unified in some of our approaches to how we try to address inequalities or negativity that's directed towards the community.
I like that opening.
Yeah, well, welcome.
No.
That's your first time seeing it, huh?
It is. No, it's not. Is that the opening that I see on YouTube? I feel like I see.
Go ahead and tell on yourself. That's the first time you've seen it.
No.
Right. Yeah.
It's clips of it. Because I crack up every time I see myself. I'm talking about the lady at the City Trends. So I'm like, but I watched the segment when I seen my aunt Gwen on there. So that was your first one, I think.
Second.
It was the second one.
Oh no, it was right. You're right. Oh, okay. All right. We'll give you.
Baby, I'm watching it.
We'll give you a little credit.
Yes.
All right, guys. Welcome to another episode of the Off Topic Podcast. I am Mario. I got with me Brian, aka DJ E-Box today.
What's up, everybody?
And also have welcome back. It is Mama Kim.
Hey. Thank you for having me on this good old Friday. Woo. Because I ain't been able to come on a Sunday, Sunday. My schedule done changed at work, so I ain't off on Sundays no more.
Yeah,
but I get 3 days off now, so I'm happy.
You and me both. We working. Yeah, we both work on. We work in the same schedule, just different times.
Yes.
Same day, just different times.
Yes.
Ironically enough. So yeah. How's everybody's week been going?
It's been an interesting week, actually.
Brian, I was about to say the same thing.
Well, what has made it interesting?
So this is something I've been sitting on for a minute, but I didn't want to mention it live or to the public until now, but I got a new job. And thank you. So I've kind of been stressing out about my current full-time job. I'm kind of 50-50 split on whether when I give it my 2 weeks on Monday, if they're going to say, oh, we're sorry to see you go, or if they're going to say, yeah, you're fired, get out of here. So can't really see it, but there's a box of my 10 years of my life sitting over there on the floor that I took home today, just in case things go south on Monday, and I can just make a quick exit if that ends up being the case. Yeah. So kind of torn about that. Like, don't be wrong, I'm super excited about starting something new and leaving a place that's kind of turned into a toxic wasteland that I don't really want to be in anymore. So it's kind of mixed.
I got you. Well, you can always do the black thing and send an email on Monday, and you got any PTO or anything?
They don't come back.
Right. And put your PTO in and be like, hey, listen. Matter of fact, today is my last day.
No, and the problem is that we're such a small company, and I'm so deeply involved that it'd be kind of wrong to just leave. on our IT department, and they would lose access to so many things that nobody knows how to access. No, they probably don't even know that they exist. So me just up and leaving would be really bad.
Well, it sounds to me you hold all the cards then.
I do. Yeah.
Oh, well then they'd be a fool to just fire you on the spot. Right.
Well, no, and I've definitely contemplated that if anything like that happens and then suddenly they need help, that the consulting fee will be
available,
considerable.
Boom, there you have it. Yep. Make it work for you. Yes. What about you, Mama Kim? What's made your week interesting?
I'm back in operations, honey. I was in a cushy little sit down job, and now I'm back in the full effects of being on the floor. And
on the plantation, I'm trying to tell you.
Baby, God is gonna be my savior every day that I walk into this new surroundings. I know what my purpose is, and I just have to keep remembering that every day I walk in. And I know that now I'm only 15 minutes away from my house, so it definitely makes it better.
Yeah, yes. That definitely makes it a lot better. And plus, you're on the shift that you want to be on, so that
yes.
So it's a win-win all around, just the operations part. And let me tell you that operations ain't no joke.
But I might have a summer buddy by next year because, baby, that sitting in that chair, I didn't got wide. I was like, ooh. I had to climb up that ladder. I said, hold on. Hold on. I had to put up one finger. I can't even go to the donut no more. I was like, that was my breakfast. I'm like, let me go to the donut spot. No more donuts, baby. I had to start making me a protein, little egg and a little piece of bacon at home because I was like, I can't eat no more donuts. So yeah, I almost got stuck up that ladder, and these men couldn't go up and down the ladders. I'm like, is this part of the job? I was like, oh Lord. So I was like, I gotta go get some more sweatpants because I've been wearing jeans and khakis. I'm gonna have to get some I can slide up the ladder through.
Not you wearing sweatpants after you said that you ain't supposed to wear sweatpants to work.
And boy, I went up that ladder with them jeans. I was like, oh, excuse me.
It is a lot differently.
It was. I said, okay. So I had to go get me some, go get some sweatpants and some thinner khakis. I can't wear jeans. I wore some jeans and I was burning up. I was like, I can't do this. So, but I'm happy that I'm 20 minutes away.
Yeah.
So I'll be running shift by myself on Sunday. I had 3 weeks of training, honey. They said,
it's time. It's time. There you have it. Yeah.
Yes.
They're taking the train wheels off. You're going to have to do it.
That's what they say. I said, okay.
Ain't that. What else you been up to?
Me and my love. that Mario. We started this new little adventure called this Oliver and Mamie's, honey. And it's funny that we've been talking about it, and I've been saying it, he's been saying it, we've been saying it, and we got business cards, we got merch, we've been wearing it. It's amazing to see that our dream is starting to come into the life. We're still working on it, and it is one of them things that I am so happy that we can really, like, somebody say, what are you doing? I'm like, Oliver and Mamie's. Here's some of our food. Here's our menu. This is what we're doing. And it's joyful. And when we say we made it with love, we truly are saying that we made it with love. Seeing people eating our food and getting a reaction and feeling happy and all of them things is just like amazing. Everybody that I'm telling, like my friends from back in the day that I cook with, they like, oh, you really doing it? I'm like, yes, it's amazing. And it was funny that today, Mario, I could say this. I was looking at spaces where we can do it like a ghost kitchen, but the prices didn't look right. It was saying $25. I said $25, but I was like, that don't seem right. I had went out to breakfast this morning, and it was a place. It was called To Lease, and it was a place like right across from where I was at, and it was for lease, but it was a big space. And I was like, 25. I was like, this don't make sense. And I was like, well, man, they didn't have a number to call, but on the website it was saying a cheap price. And I was like, but just getting our name out there, it was amazing. went to a women's evolve, got our name out, passed out business cards, just really putting our dream out there.
Yep. So we continue to work on that and build our following so that we can grow so we can lead the plantation.
Absolutely. Please. I'll give it 2 years.
Yeah, that's the end game. That is the end game.
Mm-hmm.
We're glad everybody has had a good week so far. Interesting weeks, but doesn't sound like anything bad. So that's good to hear. That's good to hear. So yeah. All right.
Well, you want to tell us about your week?
Yeah.
I've had a busy week. It's been busy. I started my new schedule this week, and so even though it's the same time, it's still adjusting. I hadn't gotten used to doing certain things on certain days and everything like that. So having to work, I had to push some things around and stuff like that. So it's been kind of busy. And then I flew to Chicago on Wednesday for my dad on Thursday morning. And so then after everything went through with him, I came back last night. So it's just been kind of like nonstop. So it's been busy. So, but not a bad week, just a busy week.
Okay, that's good.
So yeah, yep. All right, y'all ready to get into it?
Let's go.
Yep.
All right.
I love you so much. Come we fight, we win.
Look at you. How are you? It's our first time meeting, but it's a wonderful. She's been talking about you. Come here, let me see you. Tell me, what's going on with you?
I love you so much. Come we fight, we win.
You're kidding me. You are kidding me. Come here. Come here. I'm voting for her. I'm so proud of you. You make me feel so inspired. My goodness.
Thank you.
My goodness. I love meeting our young leaders. And you are so smart. That makes me so happy. Thank you. Say thank you. Thank you, sweetheart. Thank you.
Right this way.
Bye-bye,
I'll see you next time, okay? You have to stay in touch.
Oh,
cute.
Yeah,
That was so cute.
I thought so as well. Not too much to really dissect, but I think it was just cute. But it also did show a softer side of Kamala Harris, Vice President Kamala Harris, and so I think that was a good thing for her all around. But yeah, it was a cute thing. We fight, we win. So I thought that was real cute.
But then having her start at that age, when she turned 18, she's gonna be willing to vote, right?
Yeah.
And teaching them early. So that was a good thing. That was cute, but it was a good thing. It also showed our parents, hey, start getting your kids into these politics. So when it's their turn to vote, they can go out there and they can understand it.
Yeah, that's very true. And I just wonder also, for her how does she know who she is?
Absolutely.
Are you sitting at home watching the debates or watching political news with your parents, and then, I don't know. And then maybe, she, what is the attachment, I guess, for her to be like, I love you, Kamala? What is the attachment that you see? Is that something
you see yourself?
Yeah. Were you going to say something, Brian?
I feel like I was, but then I lost it, so I don't remember what it was.
Okay, well, if it comes back to you, just let us know.
Definitely will.
But yeah, cute nonetheless. So we'll go from cute to the other end of the spectrum.
Oh, I remember what I was going to say.
Oh, go ahead.
That, I feel like kids are so connected now anyway. They have, plenty of screen time on internet-connected devices that they're definitely seeing things that we probably never would have encountered at that age. So
that's right.
So, yeah.
You're definitely right.
That's for sure. Yeah. All right, let's roll into the next.
Take it away.
We don't want him.
Oh, I think he has like a database that said like what? Oh,
Away.
okay. Holy cow.
I think they said they want people.
Oh, I thought.
We want him at the end of the driveway.
No.
Oh, okay. Sorry about that. I mean,
Okay, yeah, we'll set him at the end of the driveway.
Yeah.
No, you will not.
Do you want to take that side over?
yeah, I can put it on that. I can put it wherever. No, he had his database. That's what I'm saying.
You're wrong.
You can't be wrong with the database.
Remove them.
No, you can't be wrong with the database. Database is never wrong.
Remove those. We will call 911.
That does look. That looks pretty damn good right there.
A database. You're on no
Database is not wrong.
The database is always right.
You have your phone on you?
I do.
And we can call.
Can you admit that the database is right?
No, it is not right. So you need to leave.
You hurt my feeling by saying that.
I'm so sorry.
Okay, I accept the apology.
It's over. It's
Until
over.
they leave.
Okay, all right.
Okay.
I will say that whether we're talking about them putting Trump signs up or any of these other internet prank people that have become so common these days, when are they going to get shot? And not that I want them to get shot. I'm just saying, like, they push the boundaries so hard, like eventually that's going to be the outcome if it hasn't already been already. Like, they just push and they don't take a hint.
That is, I mean, to your point, people are getting shot for less. I mean, wasn't a couple people got shot for accidentally making a turn in somebody's driveway?
Mm-hmm.
So, to your point, it's kind of unbelievable.
Yep.
But yeah, so what would you do if somebody put a sign in your yard?
I guess I would do the same thing they did. I mean,
yeah,
I don't have a gun, so, but I would probably call the police. Like she was saying, I'm gonna call 911. I would probably call 911. Like, get off my property and quit playing with me. Mm-hmm. These are two older people, and you playing in their face. Like, don't do that. Like, joke or not, they both look like something was wrong with them. The guy had something around his leg. She had
something on her hand.
Yeah. I'm like, and y'all keep pushing it and keep playing. Like, quit playing.
Right.
Now, what if they would have called their son or their daughter and they would have came over there and shot them because you playing in their face?
Yeah.
Like, quit doing that. That's irritating.
Very much so. Very much so. What you say, Brian?
I was gonna say I don't know that I would. I don't know that I'd confront them like that. Being that we are in a fairly red state and Trump people, I have such a low opinion about Trump supporters in general. I would probably anticipate that they could be armed, and I would just wait for them to leave and remove whatever they put there immediately. I don't know that I'd confront them just out of fear that they could be those types of Trump supporters.
Yeah, that's fair. Well,
yeah, and this probably shocked both of you all. However, I definitely would not do anything either. Where I live, it is every yard got a Trump sign. And so they come down here, I would let them put it, and I would just remove it. Let me remove it afterwards. No, I'm not gonna. No.
Oh God. So you ain't gonna go out there and ask them what they was doing?
I would not.
And you ain't gonna let the dogs. You ain't gonna let the dogs get them.
I don't have any vicious animals, so you know what I'm saying. Riley be over there trying to lick on them. Remy has run away from them. So listen, it's a wrap. It's a wrap. I'll put it. Go ahead and put it down, and when you leave, I'll politely pick it up and toss it. So for real, it is amazing. It started out in the neighborhood like you seen one sign, and another one popped up. Then now it's like it is very much so clear who's represented. I've seen one. And we wouldn't dare put a sign out and say Harris Walls over here. No. You ain't gonna shit. I seen somebody had their house TP'd the other day, and they happen to be Trump supporters. They had listen, I don't want no kind of problems. But we got one sign I've seen in support of Harrison Walls, and it says something like I'm a Republican, but I'm no fool. There it is. Yeah, that's what he's talking about.
One of your neighbors?
On one of the streets before you turn onto our street, it says their sign says I'm a Republican, but I'm no fool. Harrison Walls. That is the only sign I've seen in this neighborhood thus far. And even on the corners where you like to the intersection stuff, like they get these big posters. You know how they advertise for it. No Democratic signs. They're all Republican. Ted Cruz, Donald Trump, JD Vance. That's all you see. I think it's one area that may have like a combination of all the signs. But yeah, definitely we live in the area that you I mean, it's a different purpose, but it's a don't ask, don't tell area. So you know what I'm saying?
But don't y'all have a HOA?
And they probably would I mean,
Right.
they try to find us for a little piece of weed in our weeds growing, not weeds. Weeds growing in the yard.
Mine's there too.
So I can only imagine. Let us have a sign out there. They trying to put a microscope on everything. So no. We'll just they put their sign out. I'll just politely grab it and remove it later.
Yeah.
That's all I can do. Yeah, it is. Wait till you come over here. You'll see it next week. Listen,
Driving through the neighborhood. Oh no, honey. Oof.
Right. So you see it. You see things from a different light now. And not to say, I'm not saying that every just because you
Every house, right?
that you're a bad person,
Right.
But now you're also starting to see, like, when you're at the grocery store, the different looks. People ain't as friendly as they once was. Before it was, hey, how you doing? Now it's kind of like pushed past you. You see a difference now. I mean, they feeling themselves, and I'm gonna let them feel themselves for right now.
No, and absolutely, because definitely when Trump was in office before, it was the tension was a little bit different. You could, get your grocery cart and wouldn't be no problem. They got bolder and bolder and bolder. They will walk in front of you and look at you like you did something wrong. And I'm like,
what is excuse me anymore?
Yeah, no excuse me. Before it was like, oh, sorry. It was a lot of sorries. You don't hear that no more.
Right.
They look at you up and down like, try me.
Like, or when you're going into the store, how you cross the street a little bit, they like on the gas. I'm like, hell no. Go ahead and go.
Not 5 miles an hour in that parking lot. Right. Let you walk across the street. They will. I'm like, what the heck is going on? But it's a different climate and it's weird. Yeah. And it's really weird. So I'm like, I just want to be in my house. I just want to be at peace because I see. And I mean, over here, I haven't seen a whole lot of signs out this way. That don't mean it's not, but I haven't seen them.
Yeah. They're coming. They still got, 25, 24 days?
Yeah, but they usually be out by now. I probably can go to Waco and there might be a whole bunch of them out there. But over here, in the good little fairs, it's not.
Right.
That's actually interesting. I hadn't really heard anybody talking about experiencing like that type of change in people's behaviors in public, but right in the neighborhood that we live in and the stores that are immediately adjacent to this neighborhood, or the demographics are very different than what you're probably describing. But yeah, I hadn't actually heard too many people talking about those experiences, so that's actually really interesting.
Oh yes.
It's night and day. Like when we were in Chicago for the wedding, you seen a lot of Harrison Wall support, and then it's like that's where it stopped. Because as soon as you got off that plane,
that's right.
Right. It's a different world. So we shall see. But I yes, they can gladly put their sign out, and I will gladly remove it later. I gotta find my I got a MAGA hat around here somewhere. Anyway, I really do. I got a MAGA hat. I got it when I lived in Indiana when I worked at the Kroger. One of my assistants, her husband was I think when he first ran, he was a huge Trumper. And me fucking around, but trying to, I was like, hey, he came in there with the hat and I was like, hey, can you give me one of them hats? And he sure did deliver.
He was so excited.
He sure did deliver. And I think Michael might have stole my hat, actually. Or maybe I gave it to him as a prank, I think. I don't know, but I had one just for those, just in case I needed to go incognito. I said I was gonna get Remy and Riley one of them little T-shirts just so we can be safe.
I had to throw my hat away because it said like, because when I lived in Georgia, it said keep Georgia great. But when somebody read it quick, they're like, oh, you got on Trump hat? I'm like, bro, I'm throwing this hat away. No. I'm not even about to play with y'all.
There's another one for the gays that says make America gay again or something like that. I've seen some people on social media wearing that. So needless to say, I'm gonna leave him alone.
Right.
We'll switch gears a little bit, and it's a little bit of a controversial topic. So I'm glad you're here, Mama Kim, to give your commentary. Yeah.
When you see a man that's always angry with a woman and he don't like women and he's always saying something negative about a woman, why is that?
Maybe because he's hurt?
No. Yeah, he's hurt because he can't walk in his truth. He's hurt because really he want to lay down with his homeboy, but for the world, he has to be with a woman. It's clear as day. I see it happen all the time. There's no reason why a man should always be upset with a woman. What it is a lot of men struggle with their sexuality. What it is a lot of men can't walk in their truth. What it is a lot of men have to deal with women for their family's sake, for business, for image. But when a man is constantly aggressive and mean and evil and beating on the woman, on that list of demons that he's fighting is sexuality.
I agree, Big Sexy. Absolutely, Big Sexy. I agree. I had a couple homosexuals in my lifetime. Absolutely. And I used to say it all the time. You want to be with a boy. Leave me the alone. I used to always say it all the time because I always felt like that. Why are you so aggressive towards me? Why are you so mad? And I saw that on TikTok and I was like, damn, that I always used to say that. And dudes would get mad. My ex-husband used to always make comments. I'm like, do you like boys? And he like, no. I'm like, sir, you don't want to go around no gay people. They don't want you. I'm just being 100. They do not want you. And
I mean, shit, you barely did.
I didn't. I had to have a chick on the side. Baby, I said, what is wrong? I never understood why you would be so angry all the time. And I remember his uncle. So his uncle was in the closet to him. But when I met his uncle, I said, baby, your uncle is out there living his best life. But everybody would never say nothing about Uncle Keith. Uncle Keith, baby, Uncle Keith was funny. I love me some Uncle Keith. But nobody would say he was gay. Now, but we on the street, oh, look at that fag. Look at this homosexual. I'm like, your whole brother, your uncle, your son is gay. What are y'all out here doing? But would be so angry. And I'm like, Uncle Keith was super cool, but was gay back in the damn 60s. You can look back at his pictures, and I'm like, your family, his family, but he didn't care. But I remember we was in the club one night, and he came in there with a guy, and my ex-husband looked at me, and I was like, are we about to leave? We almost left because he didn't want to see it. He did not want to see it. He was like, we know it's that elephant in the room, but he never wanted to see that. So it is one of them things, and I truly believe it in this. And I guess that's one of them conversations that is really hard because people do have to hide because they do want to live in their truth, but can they? And true. A lot of times they can't. Like Messy C, he was just on there talking about he got somebody pregnant. I'm like, what? I said, man, you was looking like a good old snack, and now you was wearing a wedding dress. Like, what? And now you got somebody pregnant? Like, quit playing games.
Who was looking like a big old snack?
Oh, Messy C, baby. When he had that little part and that little, he was cute.
Was he?
And then he had on that damn wedding dress. I was like, damn.
Okay.
But she didn't know. That's when I'm like, she didn't know that he wanted to be with a boy. Like, well, what the hell? So, he said she was angry. I'm like, nah, bro, you was probably angry.
Right.
It's one of them things. And it's like, tell me, give me the option. If you want to be with a boy, leave me alone. That's it. Don't beat me up. Don't put your hands on me. Don't choke me out because you don't want to be with me. Just go ahead and live your best life without me.
I feel that. What say you, Brian?
Honestly, I'd never really thought of it that way. You know, the old saying that the most homophobic man in the room is definitely the gayest man in the room.
Absolutely.
But
Is that an old saying?
Yes.
Yes. Like,
Okay.
maybe I've paraphrased a little bit.
Oh,
but
okay.
I think that's fairly common knowledge that, you know, the one that's most afraid of the gay people is the secret gay.
Undercover. That's right.
But in terms of a heterosexual man that is constantly angry with women, I never really thought about it. I don't know that I have enough information to or experience to say that I have an opinion one way or another.
Mm-hmm.
But, you know, Mama Kim says that's an experience that she's definitely had. So
they still in the closet though, Brian. They still in the closet though.
Definitely. I get that.
and I'm like, but you're not with me, and it is good. One of them, his wife wanted to get divorced because he been angry ever since they've been married. And I said,
Let me tell you
I told you that, girl.
Oh man.
She wanted to divorce his ass now. I was like, baby girl, I told you when you called me, he wasn't for the right.
Well, I guess to your point, Brian, I never thought of it as those who are the angriest against women are really want to be with a man. I think I was just giving you some shit, but because I've heard that too. You know, those who really have the most resistance to the gays typically are the gays. But so I guess I just add another element to it. And I guess it's, you know, maybe you could be angry at the women just because you're living a life that you don't really want to live. I don't know, but that was a good, nice spin on it. But yeah, the gays, What'd you say? The gay? How'd you say it?
The most homophobic man in the room is probably the gayest. Something like that.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll roll with that. We'll roll with that. I guess. I don't know if you guys ever watched. Did you watch Good Times on the Zone growing up?
Yes.
What was it?
Good Times?
No.
Oh. Well, we're getting into this next little story about John Amos.
So, Shannon, everybody is wondering what happened here to make KC withhold the news of his death for more than a month and a half, for almost a month and a half.
There are some things that aren't making sense. For example, who had claimed to be my father's publicist was never contracted. We've never seen any paperwork to show that she was his actual publicist with my father's signature on it. She was living with my dad and brother and another person by the name of Eugene Brummett, and just grifters or super fans that came into my life, came into my father's life at my brother's request. And we believe that the three of them conspired together to take advantage of my father, who was diagnosed in 2016 with dementia. I have it in writing from the hospital.
So I don't know if you guys know the backstory. Like John Amos, the father from Good Times, and he did other things in his career. But I think that's what a lot of people know him for. Oh, the father, owner of McDowell's and Coming to America.
Oh yeah, Coming to America. Yep.
Yeah. So he actually died in August, like August 21st. His son didn't actually release that he was dead until a week ago, I think. Yeah. So that was his daughter saying, and it had been some scuttlebutt around in the meantime, just before he passed, about it's like elder abuse and stuff like that. I don't know the full details of it. I think one sibling was accusing the other of that. However, so I thought it was pretty interesting in him to wait, a month and a half to talk about it. Some might say, oh, yeah, he waited a month and a half so he can grieve on his own and stuff like that. But I feel like it's a little more to that story than that, because most of the time, why would you keep that on the low like that long? You know what I'm saying? I can even go for a week. Somebody passes on a Sunday, you might wait till the next Sunday to say something about it, just to give you some time to get yourself together. But a whole month and a half, I think that was really calculated. And it was calculated for a reason, I think. I don't know, maybe he was trying to, make sure the insurance was taken care of and, wait that time out so he can X out his sister so she can't get no money. You know what I'm saying? You never just know why people do what they do. But it was just interesting because I don't think I've known or ever heard anything like that before. Like you wait, you know, especially a public figure that long.
Yeah, because he been in the like acting forever.
Correct. And so like
And
I
that's
remember.
weird.
What was say that again?
That's weird. Like, why wouldn't you tell the public?
Yeah, everybody loved James Evans. You know what I'm saying? And then Mr. McDowell. And like I said, he did some other things, but I think those are some of his notable. No, he wasn't. He has Roots.
Yeah, he was in Roots too.
Yeah, Roots. Yeah, so he's done some notable roles, but it's just interesting. Like, why would you do that, sir? That's creepy as hell. You know, a month and a half.
But this is the weird part too, though. Why the daughter didn't know? She's saying that she found out like the public did. So are you not in your father's life? Like,
well, that's what I was trying to say. Before he passed, there was some friction amongst the family. And so, but then again, now you say that even if it's some friction amongst the family, if you knew your dad was kind of ill, why would I can look at it from a lot of different vantage points.
Right.
So you would naturally say, to your point, when you went in your father's life, you don't know. Oh, okay. So, according to the producer, John Amos, the actor from Good Times, requested that his death announcement be delayed to prevent his daughter from turning his passing into a public spectacle. So, sounds like she is the culprit in this.
So
and yeah. And now that makes more sense that she's on TMZ talking about it, you know, and then, you know, but, so we know she ain't getting no money. Ooh.
Right. But then she was on there, you know, that one picture of her and him dancing and all that stuff. So that's why I was like, is this what's really going on? But then the truth is going to come out one way or another.
Oh, well, a month and a half, Jesus. But to your point, so what was being told? Like, if in fact she was trying to check on him in the meantime, like what was she being told? Oh, he can't come to the phone right now, or he ain't at home, he away, or what?
He sleep. Oh damn, he dead for real. Like, and that's crazy. I mean, but it is funny that we're talking about this because my child is dealing with the same type of issues with her dad. He's not dead, but just being ill, and she has the power of attorney and the wife don't, and she keep going back and forth. And I'm like, if John Amos made the decision to keep his daughter out, like now my daughter's dad is trying to keep the wife out, what do you do? Now you want to get on TV and be like, oh, woe is me. Like, no, friend.
Ooh, that's got to be uncomfortable then.
It is.
Does he and the wife still live together?
Yes. Yeah.
Ooh, wow.
I didn't even know that was possible.
Yeah, baby, and the wife keep calling Monet. And I was like, oh, well, my child. Only got 3. But she keeps calling her, and I was like, you don't have anything to do with that. That's between him and her. You're only doing what your father asked you to do.
Right. Man, that's got to be uncomfortable. I mean, because then like the fact that they live together still.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. I mean, that's some information you might want to find out after the fact. But now, because you know, they might be on the next episode of Snapped. I watch it regularly. Snapped and For My Man and what's the other ones?
Baby, that's what I was like. I'm like, now she talking about she wanted a divorce, but she's still talking about all this stuff. And I'm just like, sweetheart, you don't got nothing to do with that. Like, you did what your father asked you to do. But and I'm hoping that she can handle it, because this is turning, like this John Amos thing is turning into mess. And it's like, for what? Like, let people rest in peace for real. It's just weird to me, and I'm just like, oh, because even when my dad passed, me and my sister was like, I had a relationship with my dad, but he didn't leave a will, he didn't leave us no money, he didn't do none of that stuff, and he could have, but I didn't ask because I was not the person to take care, was the taking care of him. My stepmother took care of my dad all the way up until he passed. So when she sold the house, when she took the paintings, when she did all of them things, I was like, girl, you took care of that man. I just spoke to him. I talked to him on the phone. I visited him twice. And that was it. So I wouldn't even feel comfortable even protesting it. Like that is just, and maybe it's just me. Some people do, and I'm just like, I didn't take care of him. This lady quit her job. She took care of him for 20 years. And that's how long he was sick.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. So,
Brian, you got any thoughts?
I'm kind of a similar mind as Mama Kim in the sense that, like, when my father passed, this was been 5 years ago. I don't know that I don't really talk about this a lot, but my family were farmers. They owned a fair amount of land, which land is very valuable. And when my father passed, like, trying to get my fair share or anything like that never really crossed my mind. It was not like my mother, his wife, was still alive. Like that, trying to involve myself in things like that was never part of that never even crossed my mind. And the fact that the plan was, don't announce my death so my daughter won't turn this into a spectacle. And here she is turning it into a spectacle. Don't get me wrong. She claims that there's some kind of, bad acting behind the scenes, and that's certainly, but court of law can deal with that. You don't necessarily need to go to TikTok. But the fact that you went to TikTok instead of a courthouse tells me you're kind of in it for the drama. And I hate to think that way, but it kind of seems that way.
Yeah, I can see her coming out with a movie, some kind of movie or book deal or something like that. Oh yeah, because the reality of it is people are willing to monopolize off of anything they can, and so
that's right. You are right.
It's unfortunate, but it's very much so possible. So we'll keep our eyes on this, see how this all pans out. Yeah, because I don't even know how they had a funeral for him, or did they? That's interesting. Now I think about it. Like, did he pass? They had a funeral, then they released it, or is he still?
But I thought you couldn't keep the body that long.
I don't know. I don't know.
But
I don't know, because Aretha was sitting out for a while.
I don't know.
She was sitting out for a while. I don't know the ins and outs of the funeral home funeral. Oh, they cremated him. Oh,
okay.
Oh, come on, details. Can we okay. Well, interesting. All right. Let's talk about the church a little bit.
And here's the other problem with the church is that anytime a person is in need, y'all go to running and dropping money. But let me tell you something. The poor will be with you always. And there is no blessing connected to blessing the poor other than getting back what you gave to them, but no multiplication. Multiplication is segregated for tithes and offering. When you give to the poor, the only thing you do is help them, but you don't help yourself. So when you give $1 to somebody on the street talking about I did my job, God like, thank you, but it ain't gonna help you. Read your Bible. Charity does not bring wealth. Only the tithe does that. Matter of fact, you don't believe me? Guess what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna preach on it. Help me in this house, Lord, because they done lost their Holy Ghost, but it's me and you. Oh, and by the way, for those of y'all like, why he talking to us like that? Okay, go to your Bible and look at verse 30 and 31 of chapter 42. The Bible says, when they returned back to Jacob, the son said, the man talked to us harshly. Because see, some folk you can't talk too nice. I've been talking nice for 14 years. I got my dukes up now. I'm swinging. Up, down, left, right, hook, cross. Because you ain't listening to nothing else.
Listen, I'm going to take the lead on this one a little bit. I think we covered another of his mishaps last season. And truth be told, I used to really enjoy Pastor Keon's rhetoric and everything like that. As I've continued my journey as of lately, I've been kind of more so dissecting a lot of things I see and hear. And so I've always been, and I don't know, this is not a Bible scripture, Bible verse, or nothing like that. So I don't want nobody saying I already don't know this Bible, because I'll be the first one to tell you I don't. But I grew up learning, or the saying I always heard was, God bless the cheerful giver. Mm-hmm. So to me, that applies in the case of, God will bless you. You see it, the person you see on the street, and you give $1 to, or whoever you may, homeless or in need, you may give. If you give with a good, clean heart, free heart, you'll reap what you sow, or this and that. You'll be blessed for that. And I guess for him to sit in, and I guess what always kills me is like people sit there and all you hear is the amens and the amen. Do you realize what you're really saying? You know what I'm saying? So in other words, you're saying if you give to somebody in need, it's almost saying it's all for naught, and so you shouldn't do it. But what you should do is give your tithes to the church. The rich give your tithes back to God. That's what it's really is. Give your tithes back to God. And which essentially, in my mind, though you're giving it back to God, you're still giving it to the church. And so I'm talking to the man who's standing in front of me, Gucci, Fendi, Prada, Burberry down, is telling me to not give my money to help so-and-so that may be in need, because it won't do anything for me. But I'm going to give it to the church. In my mind, I know it's giving it back to God, but I'm still in that mindset of, if I'm giving it back to God, you getting it first. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? As a head of this church. And so I'm blessing you so that you can further get more stuff draped, so you can be draped in all the finest and drive all the finest and live in the finest. And I don't necessarily agree with that. I think in my mind, it makes more sense for me to give with a clean, free heart if I see somebody on the street that needs that, needs that help. And I don't know if that's just that whole message just rubs me the wrong way. Mm-hmm. And people hear things like that, and that is some of the rhetoric that drives people away from the church versus bringing them closer to it. Because in a lot of times we have a hard time disassociating the man from the church. And so when you got people like this standing up in front of a congregation and has a huge following, they're saying things like this, just like he said before about, he needed people to give so many dollars for the church went through that storm or something like that, and they got the damage. We needed each member to give. I forgot how much it was, but it was an astronomical amount that not everybody might have. Then he had to, kind of backtrack a little bit and say, we'll just give, God talked to me and give what $2,600. That's it. Mm-hmm. So I think that we need to be a little more mindful of what we're putting out there when we lead people. And that's no different than like celebrities. I'm switching gears a little bit, but no different from the celebrities and stuff like that. When you have a huge following, you got to be a little more careful of what you're saying. He wanted to raise $4 million to get his church fixed. You know what I'm saying? When you married, you wanted to get $4 million to get your church fixed, but you married to a woman who's got some coin. You know what I'm saying? It just don't make sense to me. And so where does that leave the homeless people? Where does that leave the person that's in need? Do you know what I'm saying? Like, so we supposed to walk, and it's too many people nowadays that walk away from those people saying, they shouldn't have did, they could have live their life differently and stuff like that. You don't know what leads people to where they are. You know what I'm saying? And so you're basically saying walk over them. And I don't know a lot about the Bible. I don't, as far as verbatim what scripture goes with this, but I do know this: there is several passages in the Bible about people in need and people, and people coming to the need of rescue people that are in need and stuff like that. So I don't know where he was talking, what book he was talking from, and I would love to see this or read it on my own, but I refuse to believe that that's saying don't help. And then the people in there saying amen, and this and the third, knowing you could be tomorrow, you could be in need of some help. And so then you're gonna be pissed when somebody walk past you and don't help you, but they only doing what they heard him say. I don't know. Don't get me started talking about that, because that's a hot button topic for me. Money in the church. Mm-hmm. Any thoughts?
Many, but so
yeah, I'm trying to think about them to say them the right way.
The thing that I found very interesting about what he said is there was a lot of things he could have said when he was talking about giving tithes.
Mm-hmm.
And it could be that, you know, your tithes could be combined with other people's and it does more good for more people by combining it that way. He could have said that. He could have said, like, that we help the poor with your money or whatever
That's
the
right.
case may be. But when he went back and talked about read your Bible, he didn't address anything about what tithes are used for, that you should do tithes and it's more valuable to the poor than giving directly to them. He went and used a verse that talked about being an asshole to the people that he was talking to. Mm-hmm. And that's the only thing he was trying to justify. It had nothing to do with the financial point that he was trying to make. It was entirely, why am I talking to you the way that I'm talking to you? Here's a Bible verse about it. And that right there tells me everything that, you know, in my opinion, that everything that you need to know about what he was trying to say. And that is, you know, listen to me, and that's it. So yeah. And you know, it's not amongst our social circle, it's not a big secret how I feel about organized religion. I do my best to be respectful of people's beliefs that are different than mine, but a big reason that I absolutely despise organized religion is people just like him.
Makes sense.
And that's fair, Brian, because I was one of those people for the same reasons you and Mario. Me and Mario have a lot of conversations. I've been going back to church, and I give what I want. I'm not about to be held captive. One of my friends, I had an older couple. They were married for 40, 50 years. And when his wife had got sick, they went to the church to help, and the church didn't help him. And he stopped going to church. And his reasons were that we've been tithing, we've been pouring into the church. He was a deacon at one point. She was some like person, nurse, aide, whatever the ladies with the white outfits are. But they was at this church for 20 plus years. And he was like, this a racket. When we in need and we've been tithing to this church for all these years, and you now telling me that you can't help me, I'm not going back to church. And so he still believed in God, but he didn't believe in the practice of church. And that was the same thing. Like, and I tell people, because they like, well, you stopped going to church. And I'm like, I had a child and I was going to a Pentecostal church, and they're like, you're not married. And I'm like, ma'am, y'all got 15, 20,000 kids, and you talking about me with one. All right, I'm going to stop coming to church. And I did. I stopped going to church. And then I never stopped believing in God, but I stopped going to church just because how people judge. So, but I'm back in the church only because I like a certain preacher now. And until she do some raggedy stuff, I'm going to still follow her. And I'm going to see her next year too. So.
Well, it's good that you can separate the man from the church.
Yeah.
But I just think, to your point, Brian, I think it's a better way to say things, you know. And what baffles me the most is that the people, the amens and all that kind of stuff, you know, that people are giving, just to say it, just for show it. I think because if you were in the position of that homeless person or that person in need, would you really be saying amen if somebody said don't help you?
Yep.
Nope.
Well, and I think that's, you know, one of the things that about organized religion that I very much dislike is kind of the blind following of, you know, the pastor cannot be wrong. Like, they will, whatever they're saying is always the right answer, and they're human beings. That's just not the case. And in this case, he wasn't right. I'm sorry.
I definitely agree. All right, so let's go from one person that ain't right to another person that ain't right.
Thank you very much. Where's gays for Trump? You don't look good.
Whereas gays for Trump, you don't look at it. So because you don't look at it, you can't be a gay for Trump, huh? I guess. I don't know what y'all think about this.
He's just a silly man, and they keep letting him talk.
It reminds me of, the Blacks for Trump recruitment tent at some kind of an event where everybody underneath that tent, when the T-shirts were all white people. Like, does the person not look gay because they are not gay and they're just happen to wear the right T-shirt that caught his attention? Like, I know that they said, just read today that Kamala has a 67-point lead amongst the LGBTQ community over Donald Trump, but that means 67% lead does not mean it's not 100% lead.
Nothing, right?
Yeah, it means that they are out there as inexplicable as they happen to be.
That's right.
Well, and also, let's not shy away from the fact that you have people of the LGBT community that closely relate to Trump because they're in probably a different tax bracket. And so, with that being said, they're going to go with his followings because a lot of his plan would benefit them in some way, shape, or form. And so it's almost like their finances lead the way, and you have forgot about that you being gay and what, you know what I'm saying? So it's kind of like, well, if something should happen and you lose all your money, you're still going to be gay. And so what's going to happen to you then? I didn't think about that.
Yep.
But what to kind of pivot from this a little bit, what struck me is because when he said, you don't look gay, and then recently I had a situation at work. So there's a manager at work who comes to work periodically with his 40-inch bust down, long nails, eyelashes and stuff like that, and that's no problem, no shade, nothing like that. Listen, it is what it is. I actually have a lot of respect for him just because he's comfortable to do that.
Comfortable doing it, yeah.
So I applaud it. So this was a couple of days ago, actually. One of my associates came and was like, "Hey, I just want to ask you, what bathroom should so and so be using?" And I was like, "Huh?" And I was like, "Well, he's a boy, so he should use the men's room." "Yeah, I know, but but he like dangling, and so this is the first time I ever felt uncomfortable, because I guess he was going to the bathroom while this young man was coming out of the bathroom, and so he was like, he caught me off guard, and I just kind of clenched up a little bit and everything like that, and I was like, okay, cool, whatever." And I said, well, he's got the right to use whatever bathroom he wants to. I said, because truthfully, now if he used the women's restroom, the women might be uncomfortable.
Yeah.
Even though he definitely ain't looking at them, but the fact of the matter is, and I wanted to kind of let him know, hey, sir, that boy don't care nothing about you. And here's the piece of it. It's two pieces of it, but the one piece of it was like that the one with the bust down was, you can tell he's mindful of people judging him because when the associate came to me and talked to me about it, he said he can tell that he was waiting till nobody was around to go use the bathroom. So I'm like, so he purposely is knowing that people are gonna have an issue with it. So he's taking the time to kind of go at a different time, so ain't nobody, and I don't even think he should have to do that. Use the bathroom where you want to. It is what it is in my mind. If he was in the bathroom with me, I ain't got no problem with it. Hey, do your thing.
Do a job.
But it brought to mind to me, like, how small-minded people are in certain areas. Then, so another guy that was part of the conversation was like, well, so what do you have to say about the masculine gay boys that in the bathroom with you? And he had nothing to say.
Nothing to say. Yep.
He had nothing to say. So you had all this energy for this guy because you visibly, you can tell, you know what I'm saying? But you don't even know. So the point is, you don't even know who you in the bathroom with day in and day out, but yet you're going to make a big deal about him, who probably, which I have conversation with him. So I know you ain't even on his radar. You know what I'm saying? You working here. So he likes working at the corporations. You know what I'm saying? Listen, you beneath them. So he ain't trying to get with you. You know what I'm saying? But what bothers me is that I don't know if they're holding that narrative that a lot of straight men got, that they feel like just because somebody's gay they automatically want you.
Automatically attracted to you.
Fuck, he ain't thinking about you. You ain't even his type. You know what I'm saying? But yet you feeling uncomfortable for what reason? Nigga, you missing some teeth. Not me saying the nigga, but you know what I'm saying, dude, you missing some teeth. You know what I'm saying? Your money ain't right, all the time. You know what I'm saying? He ain't checking for you.
But again, what we've just talked about, the ones with the biggest voice. Because why is you uncomfortable?
Well, y'all can have him, and nobody wants him. Y'all can have him.
You uncomfortable? I remember when I first, before it was a big thing about, you can use whatever bathroom. Same exact thing, Mario. In security, it's the boy girl down here. I'm like, what? So I'm have to go get the associate, long ass hair, long nails, full makeup on, and I'm like, okay. But clearly you can tell that she was a boy. So HR, funny enough, came and get me like, well, you have to tell them that they have to use another bathroom. I said, what? I said, are y'all smoking crack? I'm like, first of all, she already probably feel uncomfortable coming in here and probably hear the whispers that she can't go to the bathroom where the fuck she want to. And now she got to go use the maintenance bathroom. And I got to explain it to her. But then I'm like, you know what, boo? I want to use the damn maintenance bathroom too. At least you're in there by yourself. Hey. So I got to spin it because they was too afraid to go say, oh, the women feel uncomfortable when you go to the women's bathroom. And then the guys feel uncomfortable when you in the man's bathroom. I'm like, it's a bathroom. I never got that whole thing. Right. So, and it's still happening. And it's 2024. And it's a guy, he don't represent as a woman, but he full makeup, nails, and all the boys was bullying him every time he went to the bathroom. So he would be time off task because he would come from the 4th floor to go to the 1st floor to use the restroom where it was nobody at. Because he would get bullied.
And that's unfortunate because now they're mindful of this. And like I said, obviously he was mindful of it because he's waiting to, you thinking about him walking around all day holding the bathroom because he's waiting for the right time to go to the bathroom to be respectful. And then here you come around talking about you felt some kind of way. Boy, shut up.
Shut up. Yeah.
Please.
I think it's, and you would think that as progressive as we would like to think that we are, especially where we work, that they would have mechanisms in place to accommodate everybody. But it's unfortunate that they do not. And so when he told me that, but I was so glad that the other guy was like, so what do you do about the masculine guys that's in the bathroom with you? Right. And he didn't have shit to say. Matter of fact, he shut the fuck up and said nothing else. And as he should have, because I'm like, the dude got it. I don't know. I just think it's unfortunate. And like I said before, I definitely have all the utmost respect in the world because when he come to, the girl should even be jealous of him because when I tell you he go get his hair done, it's
immaculate.
You know what I'm saying?
Do you tell him to pull it up? The hell?
No, he pulls it up. He pulls it up. Yeah, he puts a little like banana clip on and everything. Like he does that, so ain't nobody saying nothing about it. But it's just like, I guess what also baffles me about these type of things is that people got so much to say about other people, how they live their life, but why is that so important? You know what I'm saying? Why is that a topic of discussion? This and that. There ain't nobody talking about you fucking so and so out in the parking lot or sucking dick in the bathroom or nobody saying none of that. You know what I'm saying? But you got a problem with
because they got makeup on or they got long hair on. And that guy that the other associate was right. You think about gays every day. You in the bathroom with a gay guy and don't even know it because he don't have on makeup, because he don't have a bust down on, but you okay with that. Like, make it make sense. And this is how this guy was not going to say nothing. He was up, going down all the way from the 4th floor to the 1st floor in silence. His mother had to go defend him because he almost got fired because they like, well, what's going on? And he was scared to say something.
Yeah.
I'm like, and I love him. I was like, hey, boo. And he was like, hey, I like your eyelashes. I'm like, I like yours too. But if you go to the girls' bathroom, the boys' bathroom, I don't care. It's doors on the bathroom. And I know because I've been in the boys' bathroom because they was cleaning the girls' bathroom. I was like, I gotta pee. I'm like, oh, they got doors on the bathroom in the boys' bathroom. Let me use the bathroom.
I don't help me understand why are women so intimidated or affected by let's say a trans woman coming into the women's restroom?
Because they still got penises. And this is how they was talking about it. Like, oh, because he got a penis. I'm like, he's not trying to stick you with it. He just want to go use the bathroom. He's not attracted to you. What Maddie say? I'm not gay. I don't want to be with you. Yeah. So it's just weird to me.
People just always have something to say. Brian, you sound like you got something to say.
No, I was just going to say, it's really sad that we are still here. So this would have been 2005, 2006, I worked for Hewlett Packard, but it was in a warehouse. And I remember there was a trans woman who was just starting her transition. And when I say man in a dress, like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful, but like there's that awkward phase that they go through at first. And when they started, going to a different bathroom, that raised some questions. But Hewlett Packard being a relatively diverse and, progressive company, even 20 years ago, they were like, yeah, shut up. That's where he's going to go to that's where they're going to go to the bathroom. So you need to get used to it. And then everybody was just fine with it. Like people weren't happy, granted, but like it was, and we're still dealing with this. And I just so baffling to me.
Yeah. Yeah. I would hope that one day we get to a point where where it's not such a big deal and everybody can live in their truth, because like I said once before, I'll say it again, we make such a big deal about the LGBT community, but we won't address the issues of molestation in our families, and all that incest and all that kind of stuff. They said that they're like, listen, but it also proves the point that people are always willing to make what you're doing worse than what they may be doing.
Absolutely.
Yep.
So it's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. Hopefully we get to a level of progression at some point. We'll see. We'll see. All right, Mama Kim, I know you be hitting those stores regularly, so we're gonna go to one of our newer segments, Mama Kim's. What is it called? Mama Kim's
Treasures.
Treasures. Mama Kim's Treasures.
Oh, honey, I can't.
All right, tell us all about your little treasures you've been finding.
Baby, and I got a visual. So yesterday, I went to the Rouse and I was going to the line, and I was like, "Oh, that look expensive." This little cable knit, but guess what it is? It's a Nike cable knit sweater. Yeah. Let me see how much. $180.
Oh.
Guess how much I got it for?
$29.
$26.99, pumpkin.
Oh, okay.
So, I can't wait till it get a little icy outside. But no.
I'm about to say now, we live in Texas, so you only gonna be able to wear it once.
That's all I needed, because honey, you know how I am. I'm not wearing it twice. I'm that type of girl. I'm not wearing it twice, honey. But when I went to Ross today, and I went to a new Ross. Now I went to the Ross. It was a little ratchet, but I was going through I said, oh, wait a minute. But I got a couple other things. I got some New Balance socks for $8. Ooh, I said, and I have been looking for these New Balances because for whatever reason, I do buy New Balances, but I bought them regular price. But the Ross, they give me today. I went to this one and it was in Oak Cliff. I was like, it's a Ross in Oak Cliff, and it was Oak Cliff. But when you go inside the Ross, I found bath sheets for $8.99. I said, bath sheets? So I bought 4 of them.
Bath sheets? What is that?
The big towels.
Oh, okay.
They call bath sheets.
Oh, I never knew that.
How fancy.
Yes. But fancy, yes, honey. And I was like, $8.99. Let me get 4 because you can't a nice bit because I'm a heavier set woman. I'm like a bath towel. A bath towel is like a hand towel for my body. I was at the hotel trying to put it around. I was like, ooh, I gotta just cover up my coochie and just walk like this. I was like, I need a bath sheet. So I bought a couple of them. And then, I got a little basket. So I got this basket at the Home Goods. It's like $25, $30, but at the Ross, where's my little price? $13.99.
Oh, so you got like 50% off, huh?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So all my hats. So I got like a lot of winter hats. So, and then one more thing. Because of my sons, honey, they started hipping me on. Wait a minute, let me cover up my little price. These socks, right? So they was like, "Oh, we want some Stan socks." Okay, I go online. One pair is $20. Come on, Ross. $2.99. $2.99.
Oh, you just got one pair?
Oh, I got a few pairs, sweetheart. I wore some the other day. But I'm so going to Ross. I go to Home Goods. I don't really go to Marshall's anymore. Where else have I been doing?
Marshall's is beneath you now?
Oh, it's definitely beneath me. I'm like, Marshall's is expensive, but Ross never lets me down. Oh, this is my last find. So I've been into these little like arts for women. Can y'all see it?
Oh.
Okay. $12.99.
Okay. That's cute.
So I've been trying to,
like that. That makes Lisa would have in her apartment.
Yes. $12.99.
Yep.
Random question. Is Ross, in terms of clothing at Ross, is it men and women's clothing?
Oh, yes.
I've never been to a Ross, so
Oh, baby, you need to go to the Ross. Because, And it was just a funny story. So I always say the Ross because my kids say I don't know how to talk. Sometimes I don't. But I always put an extra letter or something. So I always say the Ross. So one day I'm in the Ross, a man behind me, he on the phone. Whoever he was talking to, they say, "Where you at?" He said, "The Ross." I said, "Come." I said, "Hey, friend, thank you." Because I always say the Ross too. But I always find, some days I can go in there and might not find anything, and it just depends on what you're looking for. But they have household goods, they have stuff for your car, they have artwork, they have so much stuff, you'd be amazed. Most of my artwork has came from the Ross. A lot of my dishware, a lot of that stuff. But Ross is one of the places that I bought on a budget. I'm like, I bought the 4 bath sheets, a couple other things, and it was like $80. And I bought bath sheets from Macy's and stuff like that before, and a bath sheet could be $20 by itself at the Macy's. So the Ross is my favorite store to go to. And I just go to multiple. I would have went today to multiples, but I knew I had to come home and get ready so I can show y'all at least one of my good finds. So
sounds like you had a good shopping experience.
I did.
Ain't that it?
Something new.
Yes. It puts you in the mind of TJ Maxx, but a little different.
Yes.
Okay.
It was. Have you ever been to, back in the day, they used to call it AJ Wright? That was another discount store, but they closed. They was probably too discounted, but it would sell. They would sell the bottom of the barrel stuff. It's probably like a DD's. I'm like, So Ross, they have ups. They sell like ups. That I saw some Nike. So Air Max in there last night, and I wish I could have fit my foot in that 8 because I would have got them too, but I couldn't. But no, I love them.
I was pushing at the 8.
Oh, I was. That's why I didn't get them.
Oh my God! Well, thank you for sharing your treasures with us.
Thank you.
All right, so now we're gonna move into our uplift of the week. And this week's uplift comes from Brian.
Yeah, so I was thinking about last episode we were talking about living up to your full potential, and I was kind of thinking in the spirit of giving yourself some grace. And I came across a quote by Maya Angelou that I thought was great. And it was, forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know before you learned it.
I like that.
It was amazing.
Forgive yourself for not knowing what you didn't know before you learned it.
That was good, Brian.
Yeah, I really like that.
Thank you.
Giving yourself grace. Oh, yes, honey. That was a good one.
Yeah. We'll have to carry that with us through our week.
Yes, absolutely.
Yes. Well, thank you guys for another great episode.
Absolutely.
Thank you. Please remember to like, share, subscribe to get our following up. And it's good. It's a good show. You know, good content. We got different varying opinions and everything like that. So it's a good show. You'll definitely enjoy it. Each episode brings something different.
Absolutely.
Oh, what was you doing?
I got the hiccups.
Okay.
I'm trying to hold my breath.
Oh. Ain't that it, Lord. All right, guys. Well, have a great week. Have a great weekend. And we'll see you next time. Bye.
Bye.
Bye, guys.
Bye-bye.